Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I want to thank you for being here this morning. As you're aware, we're now approaching the 80th hour that Haleigh's been missing, and again, we're still extremely concerned about her safety and her whereabouts. As you can see, we're still continuing our search efforts. We have the helicopter up again today, and we have new ground personnel that have come in from EquiSearch, and I'm sure you're familiar with them. We're actually going to broaden our search today. We're going to expand it outside of the area that we've been in. And I actually had the opportunity yesterday to go up in the helicopter to look at some of the search areas that the EquiSearch people are going to be looking at, and it's extremely thick and very dense. It's going to be a very tough search today.
Sheriff, can you tell us, has there been any change in what Misty said in terms of whether she was sleeping in the bed with Haleigh or in a different bed? Has she changed her story at all?
I'm going to stick with the law enforcement interviews that we've conducted with Misty, and I'm not going to comment on some of them.
Are there still more interviews to do?
What areas?
Sir?
Are there still more interviews you guys are still waiting to do?
We're doing interviews today. Again, we're going to be interviewing more family members today and other people also.
Have you checked all the sex offenders?
Ma'am?
Have all the sex offenders been interviewed?
Yes, ma'am. All the sex offenders have been interviewed, and the residents have been searched.
Are they cleared?
They're cleared.
Everybody.
They're cleared as far as us contacting them and speaking to them.
Keeping Jessica Lunsford's case as a benchline here, has every single property within a square mile been looked inside and searched?
I can't say that every single property has been looked inside to, and I don't want to compare the details between Jessica Lunsford and what we have here today.
What other volunteers do you think you'll have today?
Ma'am?
How many volunteers will be out searching, do you think, today?
It would be safe to say that we have well over 100 people out here today.
Do you want more?
Sheriff, asking you specifically, how did you decide on the areas? Was there something that led you to these specific areas, and how many areas are you going to?
What's led us to these areas is the fact that we haven't searched them, and they're connected, to the areas that were to this property. So we're expanding the search. We've gone over this particular area 3, 4, 5 different times. So now I think it's just prudent to go ahead and extend the area.
Sheriff, at one point you had said that you considered everybody a suspect. Have you cleared anyone from your list?
Ma'am, my director, you made a good point. At this time, the world is a suspect, and we really haven't excluded anybody.
Sheriff, yesterday you said that there was evidence collected and you've sent it in. Do you have anything back yet? For example, fingerprints? Because at one point, Misty had said that when she went to bed, the light was off. When she got up, the light was on. Anything about that?
No, sir. What the fact is, we have collected evidence. It is at the lab, and I'm not going to discuss the pictures of what we've collected.
Sheriff, what other family members are you going to interview?
What other family members?
Yes.
At this time, I'm not going to disclose who we're interviewing today.
Are you going to be re-interviewing any family members you've interviewed previously?
It'd be safe to say we're going to re-interview, yes.
With polygraph?
I'm not going to discuss polygraph.
On the family re-interviews, is it just the Cummings family? Is it also the Sheffield side of the family as well?
I'm sorry,
Is
sir.
it both the maternal and paternal families that are being interviewed and re-interviewed, or just the Cummings family?
I'm not going to get into specifics of what family members are being interviewed today.
Sheriff, do you think the cinder block...
Where they're going to be searching today?
Very thick, very dense.
Is it water? Is it land?
It's a combination of both.
Sheriff?
It's a very marshy area.
And will EquiSearch be searching the same way through the weekend? Do we already know that if nothing is found, they'll continue that long?
I believe they're going to stay with us for a while.
Sheriff, Misty's 17, Ronald's 25. Isn't that illegal for them to be in a relationship?
Ma'am, that's not the focus of our investigation at that point. The bottom line is, again, we have a 5-year-old girl missing, and we don't know where she is, so that's what we're concentrating on.
Sheriff, people still questioning Misty's story. Any new information there, and your thoughts again on that at this point?
Again, I'm going to stick with the investigative interviews that we've had, and any inconsistencies in what you're hearing with her talking to the media, I'm not going to discuss that today.
Can you give an estimate on the number of law enforcement that are out here?
An estimate today or throughout the whole operation? I'd be safe to say that we have at least 50 law enforcement officers on the ground.
50 and then about 100 volunteers.
Over 100 volunteers.
Do you need any more volunteers? You said it's really densely wooded.
Sir, we want to control the volunteers that are coming out here to assist us, and so we're gonna let the EquiSearch people go ahead and take the lead on the volunteer aspect.